Alright, guys. It's time for yet another I Cast Your Freaking Awesome Replays. Before that, though, Cliggity and Dr. Ryan are fighting. Pikachu versus... Is that a Gyarados? I don't know Pokemon. I don't play your fucking weeb shit. Cliggity has not taken a hit yet. Dr. Ryan finally lands a hit. Clig is gonna... Oh, lands another hit. Dr. Ryan, you're getting wrecked, dude. Oh, you missed again? Oh my god, Pikachu, you're so shit. I don't care if Ryan Reynolds voices you, man. You gotta learn to aim a bit better. And why are you scratching? Use some lightning. Ugh. Get wrecked. There we go. Oh my god, Pikachu just got broken into pieces. And get wrecked, Pikachu. Okay, so random avatar fights aside, let's hop into game, guys. It is, of course, I Cast Your Freaking Awesome Replays. It's the 1-2 punch challenge where we get to see some fun old multi-prong. Up here in the top left in the red, it is, of course, Pile of Sticks, aka Bamboo Forest, aka a whole bunch of dried turds in a line, aka Worm Farm. I don't know, what should I call the barcode in this game, guys? We've used Bamboo Forest recently and Pile of Sticks recently. We need a name. You guys can tell me what we should call this person, because I'm not going to fucking call them barcode for the entire game. Some people say Bill, some people say Mr. L. Give me your names, guys. Give me your names. Down here, in the bottom right, in the blue, it's Taste the Bacon's Grasson. Bart, Shiperson, Cokelines, Geordie, Lily? I think we're gonna call him Mr. L. All right, Mr. L up here is gonna be receiving some early pressure. So we got some Zerglings coming across this map. Of course, I believe I don't think this was a 12 pool. Was it? Feels like these lings are a little late to be a 12 pool, right? Maybe a 13 or a 14 pool from Grasson. It's hard to tell. I don't know. They're getting there before the hatches finish. Maybe it is a 12 pool. Not really sure. Wasn't paying attention. It's only 13 drones. So certainly looks like it's a 12 pool. These lings gonna start trying to work on this hatch. Grasson wants to get some damage done. Spine goes down in the main base. It looks like Mr. L. Oh, he is gonna pull drones. That's not very many drones though. If you pull drones, you've got to keep this hatch alive. It's just gonna try to buy time for these 10 lings to pop. The lings of Grasson though, they do start to engage those drones. They're gonna click on the hatch again. That hatch is very wounded. I think he might have pulled these drones a little bit too late. Mr. L coming in for the engagement, but those lings on the left-hand side still engaging, and that hatchery falls. Grasson gonna withdraw from there. He says, get fucked, Mr. L. Mr. L's like, oh, fucking blue Zerglings always roading me hatchery. And yeah, Grasson gets the snipe, has the expansion up behind it. It's going for a second and a third queen behind this, and is on even economy. Very nicely done. Of course, the problem here is Mr. L has ling speed and a bane nest on the way. Might be able to do a counter attack. It's a while away though. About 45 seconds on that ling speed. Until it's done. Grasson sees the ling speed going, sees there is a spine crawler. No hatchery just yet though. So the longer Mr. L goes without putting that hatch down, the bigger the problem is going to be. Of course, guys, can we activate that? Oh, someone's already done it. The Icyfar command in chat is a one-man army. So if you guys want to do the upcoming challenge for next week's cast, it is, of course, intimidating your opponent with individual units wherever possible. Now, you don't need to only use one unit all game, guys. Be as creative as you want, but I was thinking be overly aggressive with a single worker that's harassing and being a pain in the ass. You know, run in with a stimmed marine, touch your opponent's nexus, and then run out. Or just fucking leave it there and die. Send a random ravager into a mineral line and pick off some dudes. I don't know. Do what we saw in that previous game with a broodlord morphing behind the mineral line and then harassing. I just want to see like single units used in whatever creative fun way you guys have. You can still do a normal strategy and just mix in one or two funny moves. Do it however the hell you want. There's a lot of creative freedom with that. Show us what you got. Speaking of creative freedom here, guys, Mr. L here going for the most creative of Zerg vs. Zerg builds. It's where you build Zerglings and then you turn some into Banelings and then you attack with the Zerglings and Banelings, followed up by more Zerglings and Banelings. It's a very high level strategy. I use this one on the ladder all the time. Unfortunately, Grasson has 5 queens with about 400 transfuse energy, and I don't think that's enough units to get in here. Look at this wall of queens. Oh my god. Big butt queens. I love big butts and I cannot lie. And those big butts just absorb that, man. That was like watching a small child run and the big bootied queen just fucking turned. She stuck that booty out and the Zerglings just like fucking bounced off it and went flying. Like, you guys know when you bounce a little kid on a trampoline and they just fucking fly? It's like that, but off the booty of the queen. And unfortunately, Banelings being as fragile as they are, whilst the Zerglings survived, the Banelings exploded on impact as they got launched off that trampoline. So Beautiful defense by Grassen. Mass booty defense, always a good one. Thick defense, some would call it. It was a pretty thick wall of queens. That was like 6 queens, five or 6 queens, tons of transfuse. So Grassen, super safe here, is in good stead, is now droning like crazy. How many queens? 8 queens? What the fudgesicles? Grassen's going mental, man. On the other hand, queens aren't very aggressive, so this does give Mr. L a bit of time to come back in this game. Going for an Evo and a Roach Horn, maybe a little bit early there. I feel like Mr. L just needs to like hold down the drone key for like 3 minutes to catch up in this game. Is down 8 workers already, but definitely looks like we'll see a Roach War in the follow-up to this. A couple of Zerglings look like they'd like to sneak into that base, but I gotta say that's a trap, guys. I mean, yeah, look, you'd be like, oh, the queens are out front, but then you'd run in, you get double tentacled, which definitely is a move I've seen in a few cartoons that I like to watch. And then you got the Zergling fucking scratchy forest, and then you got another queen. Like, I don't know, man. You get in the base, oh my god, there's 3 more thick booties in the main as well. Ah, shit, dude. I don't go in there. Don't go in there, buddy. Don't go in there, Mr. L. It's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. Does pick off a tumor. And does pull back for now. Drone's going to move over towards that 3rd base. The Ling's going to come in for a snipe. Queens are not in position. Uh-oh, Grassen, I mean, he misplaced the hatch anyway. So thankfully, Mr. L comes in and says, hey, you misplaced that. We're going to make you cancel that. So the next one goes down on location. So good going, Mr. L. Just letting Grassen know about the misplaced hatch. And Grassen's still up. A lot of work. Oh, no, they're going to try to do it. Oh, God. Luckily, they do realize after getting lightly penetrated by those double tentacle spine crawler defense that it's not a good idea. They do back off. Behind this, Mr. L actually has the faster 3rd base. Roach speed and +1 on the way, but is a little undersaturated on the minerals on this base. So only 38 drones. So, I mean, this is like the good position in that you're trying to make roaches, you got the faster 3rd, you can get back in this game. Problem is, we've got so much more mineral mining on these bases, and Grassen's like, I gonna make all the things. So I love it when someone's like this far ahead in a game, and they're like, I could make roaches and hit an organized, tight, decisive timing attack, or I could make every tech structure and fuck with my opponent. Grassen here, clearly one who wants to play with the food, is like, haha, I'm gonna nidus you, but I'm also gonna go mutas. I don't know what that's for, the infestation pit, maybe swarm hosts? Really bad unit in Zerg vs Zerg, but it can work. Burrow and Overlord speed as well. Okay, so Grassen here is doing what we call the fruit dealer. A player who, of course, won the first ever GSL in 2010. And what was so impressive is Fruit Dealer literally just made fucking everything and then just did random shit all at once. It was like, I got a Roach drop here and I'm burrowing Banelings here. Also, I am going to drop Zerglings in your base and morph them into Banelings, and I'm going to make some Hydras. Here's a Mutalisk. You'll have like a Mutalisk flying around the map. He just like made every upgrade, every unit, and did every single thing he possibly could. And that's kind of what we're looking at here. We've got 3 Swarm Hosts, +2 range, OV speed, Aspire, Burrow, and Nidus Worm. Grassen, this is some fucking styling. He wants to recreate the box, you know? He wants the fucking game art on the side of the box where there's 3 Swarm Hosts, a Roach, a fucking burrowed unit for some reason, a situation that doesn't make sense, a random Corruptor and a Hydralisk all just hanging out. He's like, yeah, let's make Tunneling Claws as well, because why not? This is like how I lose Zerg vs Zerg if I'm really fucking around. This is like just going for every tech at once like this. He's gonna do a Nidus Worm all the way out here, and he's gonna start to throw some babies. How many Swarmers we got to do? 6 + 3 more. So 10 Swarmers on the way. Grassen's gonna try to do some 1-2 punch. Okay, so Roaches are gonna push the left, Swarmers are gonna hit the right. Nice idea. Where's the Nidus Worm? Mr. L's like, what the fuck's happening? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay, these Swarmers have not popped out yet though. Roaches, they run to the left. They're like, ha, look at us. We're distraction. And the Roach is like, what did he say? Like, I think he's shouting distraction. What? We better chase those Roaches. They shouted distraction. I mean, that clearly means it's a threat. We better not bite the bait. Distraction! Come on, come fight us! Come fight us! Meanwhile, okay, oh, that's what distraction means. Okay, who knew? Who knew? Roaches run back up the ramp. Distraction! They're literally just running in, taking a terrible fight, and then running away purely to distract Mr. L from the fact that these Swarm Hosts are being a massive A bunch of D-bags in the back. Uh-oh. Get out of there, Grasson. You've been playing around with your opponent a little bit too much, dude. And now he's building Mutalisk. He's like, yo, Roach Swarm Host Mutalisk. What the fuck? You need to get some defense together, dude. His queens are all over the shop. He's only got a couple roaches. Grasson accidentally move commanding into far superior roach count. Mr. L, though, needs to pull out. Avoid the locusts, rotate around. That's not enough mutas to really be a big threat right now. I feel like Grasson is actually maybe screwed the pooch here a little bit. These queens on the right, I mean, they'll survive a little bit, but yeah. Look at this, the locusts are about to run out. They do force the roaches back, though. Those locusts survive just long enough, and they do back off for now. I think those roaches could actually go back in. There's no damage output here at all, but Mr. L not realizing it. I think he's missing the window. You gotta get back in there. It's only 10 seconds until the locust can fire again. He needed to turn around the moment those ran out. He goes in now. I mean, these mutas are doing damage. It's up to 8, 9 mutalisks now. 2 more on the way. The roach is gonna pull home. We've got hydras on the way, but no hydra upgrades. You guys know my thoughts on unupgraded hydralisks. Oh man, yeah. Not my favorite investment in the world. Oh man. Feel like, there we go. Groove Spines is on the way. These mutas are getting so much damage. This Roach Ravager needs to get out of here, dude. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Wave 2 of the 1-2 punches set up. These Tunneling Claw roaches setting up in each base. Roaches in the main just waiting for their moment. Mutas distracting on the south side. Roaches on burrow in the main. Locusts throw on the third base only to find it hasn't even been replaced. At the same time, Hydras are coming down here. I think these roaches might actually unburrow on them. Ooh, it might be enough. Oh, Mutas flying through. 2, 3 Mutalisks go down to those Hydras, but these ones do find an exposed mineral line. Queens and Hydras starting to rally together, though. They are taking down a lot of these mutas. Roaches on burrow, but there is enough Hydras to take him out there. But these 3 roaches in the main have been the bosses. They have got about 14 kills between them. At the same time, the roaches on the right-hand side doing a big amount of damage. Grasson here is going to pick apart his opponent's economy. He's still got to deal with these roaches. He's lost so many mutalisks. He's down to just 7 mutas that all just got built. But he's got 67 workers. He's got his 3 bases just untouched. A hive is on the way. He's throwing another Nidus Worm up. His locusts haven't been able to do much aggressively for a while. He's got 11 swarm hosts. But I mean, this is the only mining third base of Mr. L. Mr. L's in trouble right now. And that Ovi's gonna get out of there. Remember, there's no muscular augments here. Even though it's 2-1 upgrade advantage to Mr. L. Does not have the movement speed for those Hydras. So off creep. They are very slow. Look at their little tails wag. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Oh! Oh! They're like, hey, why is it so dusty here? Why is there a bit of a dust storm coming along? I don't know, man. The mutas here are distracting. Roach Hydra goes up there. Uh-oh. Tunneling Claws going into the natural, into the main base, right on into that undefended mineral line. The muta's going down on the right-hand side again. Grasson! Oh man, Grasson here is trying to control one of the most complicated armies with no army control groups except, oh, the Swarm Hosts do have a group. It's so hard to keep those mutas alive, as well as micro roaches in 4 different places, and the Swarm Host Nidus. This is just chaos, man. I don't know, he's managing to do a really good job considering these 3 Hydras actually doing a great job of defending that choke point. Those roaches will go down. These roaches finally getting taken out, but the locusts took out the hatch at the same time. Those roaches are eliminated. The roaches in the main eliminated as well. The problem, of course, for Mr. L is that we have a 64 drone Grasson who is literally just waving a fucking stocking filled with pennies right now. Mr. L seems to be achieving one thing in this series, and that is headbutting the sock of pennies over and over and over again. And yeah, I mean, he's done a good job. Like, he's taken a punch to the face pretty well. Definitely got a solid chin on him. But when you're at 15 drones up against 63, I don't know if it matters. Roach Hydra's trying to push in here. The babies are getting thrown into the action, but you've got 34 roaches versus 27. Grasson's going to try to do the TLO, tries to burrow roaches through the fight. Doesn't even unburrow them on the fight, actually was sending them to hit a mineral line while going Great Aspire and Ultralisk Cavern at the same time. Grasson there shows us, you know, I've seen people, they kind of move the mashed potato around on their plate. But he went and made the goddamn fucking circus tent. Yeah, he made a goddamn panorama. He built a sandcastle, or I guess a potato castle we should call it. He built a city. There was a whole lore behind it, a whole story. and then fucking slowly just obliterated his opponent piece by piece. Swarm Host, Nidus Worm, Tunneling Claw, Roaches, and Mutt-Mutts. The three most annoying things to deal with. I've tried to make that style work a few times on stream, and I almost always throw the game pretty hard at some point. So hats off to you, Grasson. Yeah, you had a solid lead early, but you actually managed to not just fucking die to the first big Roach push, which was impressive. Brought the Swarm Host home, used the Locust defensively whenever you could, and managed to hang on. GG, well played.